So as we sit here today, it's kind of good news, bad news. The good news, we still remain the world's most entrepreneurial nation. We still remain the envy of many nations all around the world. The bad news is other nations have figured out that the secret sauce that has propelled America, part of the American story, is this entrepreneurial economy. And what they've moved to do, particularly in the past decade, at a rather startling pace, is modify their own policies to become far more entrepreneurial around talent, their immigration policies. Australia, for example, on a per capita basis, has 10 times more visas for high-skilled workers than we have in the United States. On capital, creating investment incentives, including, in many cases, no capital gains, to make sure investment capital in startups flows to those countries. Investment in basic research and better ways to commercialize research, less regulation, a whole series of things that many nations are doing to try to become more competitive in what is a global battle for talent and what is a global battle for capital and what is a global battle for ideas. So if we don't move quickly to deal with this issue, we are going to lose our lead, and we are going to wake up someday and say, what happened there? How did we go from being the most entrepreneurial nation, the envy of the world, to basically kind of slipping? And a great example of this, last month I was speaking in Detroit, and I realized two things when I was there. One was that 50 years ago, Detroit was Silicon Valley. It was the most innovative region in the country, maybe in the world. But then it lost its way. It lost its way because it kind of lost its entrepreneurial mojo at a time the rest of the world stepped up and became much more competitive around the car business. As a result, in the last 50 years, Detroit has lost 50% of its population. 50%. So it rose on the idea that propelled by entrepreneurs, Henry Ford and others, who were building these companies. It was tremendously innovative, and then it fell when it lost its way. As a nation, we need to make sure we don't lose our way.